What's up guys, Marco here. Today we are going to be breaking down or deconstruct Lil Uzi Vert's Eraser Social. Hope you enjoyed the video. Eraser Social is the 8th track on the album The Perfect Loop Tape, released in 2016, being Uzi's third studio album. The beat was produced by Lily Duff and Don Cannon, and while I was doing research for this beat, it didn't need me much time to find out that this song samples a loop, which we can easily, well, if you know where to look, find on Looperman. The loop was uploaded by Kuful, I hope I said that right, back in 2011, titled Pocket Love. From here on, Cannon and Lil Duff took this sample and created the Eraser Social as we know it. Now, I think we should jump right into the beat breakdown itself. For starters, we're going to be changing the BPM of the project from 130 to 140 beats per minute. Now we're going to drag the sample loop onto our sheet and we'll start adjusting it to the original song. One other thing is that I forgot to mention is that I think you can replicate this song using some other different plugins, but I think we'll stick with the sample for now. Here as you see, I ended up with 3 different stretches of the same loop. But don't worry, it's because I'm somewhat an idiot and because I remade this loop at 2 AM in the morning. And yeah, I was pretty tired. And I found this mistake only the next couple of days. But hey, you know how programmers say, if it isn't broken, don't touch it. Now that we have our loop stretched and fit to the original song, we're going to send it to track 5. From here on, we'll be adding parametric EQ2, where we end up with this interesting looking pattern. So to explain, we're going to cut off a big portion of the high end, some declining in the middle end, and some ups and downs in the low to middle end. Here's the before. And here's the after. Now, we're going to be adding another parametric EQ2 to like fully engrave the underwater, I'd say, sound effect from the beginning of the song. Here we're going to cut off almost completely both the low and the high end and balance the mid end. Next, we're going to create an automation clip to separate the effect. If you don't know how to create an automation clip, you right click on this little circle next to the plugin and select Create Automation Clip. From here on, right click on the automation clip to create another anchor point for the mix and adjust to the length of the original track. Do this for the second one too. And with this, we're done with the mix. For now at least. Next off, we have the clap. And by the way, we have the exact identical clap preset that was used in the original Eraser Social, and that is the Lugar Slap Clap, which is very popular amongst Uzi's later songs. The clap plays on the second and the fourth, and repeats the pattern each new bar. We're also going to send this pattern to track 5, or to the master, if you added the parametric EQs there. It really doesn't matter, it's up to personal preference. The next pattern is the single rim shot you hear at the start. Now, I don't know if I have the exact same rim pattern, but it sounds very similar with the underwater sound effect and without. So I guess we're going to stick with this one for now. By the way, the rim shot is called Hype. The rim shot is placed 2 units before the clap to give some sort of bounce in the drums, I'd say, but honestly it sounds pretty good. And by the way, also send this to track 5. Next off, we have the drums themselves, more specifically the hi-hat. Again, I don't know if this is the exact closed head preset, but it sounded pretty similar, so fuck it, we stick with it. The hi-hat preset is called Ideal, and here is its pattern. the pattern isn't played at c5 as usually, but instead is played at a4, with some exceptions in b3 and a3. Also, if you click on Ctrl and search for note pen, you'll also need to copy this pattern. You might not hear it at first, but after some time you'll figure out that those two notes right here aren't played at different levels, but at a different pitch. Same with the ones you see here. Now, we have the main melody finished, and this already sounds good. But there are some more twists in the song. Here we have a 2-bar long pause, followed by the last 2 bars of the original sample. So, you just copy the loop sample and cut everything except the last 2 bars. You do the exact same with the rest of the other patterns. After that, you do the exact same thing, but you cut down the last 4 bars of all patterns, after which you leave a gap of 1 bar. At this part of the song, the kick and the 808 finally come in place. The kick that was used for this beat is a very unusual one, and I think I got the exact same preset, which is the digit kick. And we could figure this out by comparing the waveforms. And I think it looks pretty similar. This is the exact kick pattern. However, we select all the notes, and by scrolling up or down on your mouse, you can adjust the velocity, which is essentially the volume of each note, and bring it up to max, to give this kind of powerful distortion kick in the mix. With this kick pattern, do the same for those before. I mean, cutting off everything besides the last 2 bars. And finally, the last instrument of this breakdown, the 808. Here, I had absolutely no fucking clue what 808 or bass or sub was used, so I went with the classic spins 808, and in the end, it sounded pretty similar. Here's the pattern, with played at d4 instead of c5. And one more little detail, this note right here, played at a4, is in fact a slide note. You can turn any note into a slide note by double clicking it and selecting this little triangle. If you don't know what a slide note is, it's basically a note that allows you to pitch 2 notes together. That didn't make much sense, did it? Okay, take number 2. Basically, a slide note is a note that allows you to somehow create a pitch bend between 2 notes to increase or decrease their capacity in a song. Slide notes are a special feature available only in FL Studio, and they are rarely used in songs, and most of the time they're used for 808 patterns, so you don't have to let it go over your head. Do the same for the 808 as for the kick, by cutting down the unnecessary parts. Now, we really have one more thing to do, which basically is bringing back the EQ mix up to 100 to create the underwater effect again, and to add the kick and the 808 pattern here. And with this, we're done. Before showing you the final result, I would much appreciate if you dropped a like and subscribe to the channel to help reach out to more producers and music enthusiasts. Without no further ado, this is the final result. Hope you enjoyed the video and that you stayed till the end. If you liked the video, consider to hit the like button, drop a follow, and stay tuned for what's next. See you next time.